Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Ragaton. Let's enter Drezen and have a few conversations. Amade's arrival is not the grand affair it was last time. The goddess simply materializes in front of you. Her face is serene, but her eyes look thoughtful. She nods to you in greeting, but does not seem to be in a hurry to speak. My lady, the queen drops to one knee. By the light and sword. Greetings, champion. I wish to congratulate you on your victory. It is a glorious achievement. I congratulate you on your victory, Donald. As one warrior to another. Discari, the self-proclaimed usher of the apocalypse, was defeated in the World Wound, at the entrance to his own realm. History will remember you as the hero who accomplished this feat, but you have the chance to achieve an even greater victory. You can rid Galarian of its bleeding wound once and for all. I want to set an example. I want to inspire others to fight against evil. You've answered admirably. But do you truly know where your path will lead? Do you know what will happen to those who are inspired by your example? The last time we met, I tried to make you doubt the nature of your power. I wanted you to ask yourself where your road was leading you, and who benefited the most from your victories. However, you did not heed my words. Amade pauses, as if waiting for an answer. My lady, I know that you are stern, but you are also fair. The commander has done nothing wrong. He does not deserve your judgment, but I think you already know this. I am not here to judge. Still, I can see that many of you wish to say something. Do not be afraid. You may speak freely. I am listening. Yes, we will speak freely. Everyone should be judged by their deeds, and we are living proof of everything the commander has done. We will testify on his behalf. Many of the angels imprisoned in the Wardstone were tainted by hatred, but the champion helped them find peace. When I faltered, when I struggled to uphold my oath, he was there to remind me of my duty as a paladin. The commander gave me my freedom, and vengeance against those responsible for my captivity. When I die, I'll be with the knowledge that the blood of Drezen's defenders was not spilled in vain. The suffering of my friends, the sacrifices we made, it was all worth it in the end. The commander helped the servants of Pelura defend our temple and our sacred knowledge. He was the first to discern the true intentions of the cultists who came to our temple. He quickly recognized their visit was one of the Echo of Discari's schemes. The commander also freed me from the Echo's clutches when I was being held captive in the Abyss. Who else could have accomplished such a feat? The commander saved me from the flames. He rescued me from a life of torture and suffering. He was a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope, when all hope was lost. Just as you did, my lady, I had doubts about the commander. I let my doubts get the better of me, but then I recognized my mistake. Donald saved me. He encouraged me to believe in myself, to stay strong. He healed me from the corruption that flowed through my veins. If an angel with a demonic wing can withstand the influence of the Abyss, why can't a mortal do the same? I had my doubts about the champion. I nearly abandoned him in the Abyss. But he never doubted me, not once. He never abandoned me. He withstood the corrupting influence of the Abyss. He refused to succumb to its power, and resisted the schemes of its cunning demon lords. I, the general of the angelic host, would not be standing here today if it were not for Donald. I understand. To your surprise, the goddess smiles. Thank you, my friends. You care deeply about your friends and allies. You offer words of gratitude to them, instead of addressing the goddess who stands before you. That is good. It is the right thing to do. Now heed my words, Donald. It is easy to be righteous when everyone around you believes you to be righteous. It is easy to follow the path of truth if you believe a mighty deity has granted you power. If you think you've been chosen for a great purpose. But it is much harder to walk this path when heaven is turned away from you. This was not a test. If it had been, you would have passed it with flying colors. Now I know that you will not stray from this path. You will not be swayed from your convictions. Not even if a higher power expresses their disapproval. I see now that you do not need anyone else to tell you what is right and wrong. Now, there is usually only one route to angelic ascension. The candidate dies and then stands trial before the gods. But you've already earned your place among the angelic hosts. You are created to serve the Abyss, but you have chosen your own destiny. The words of the goddess, and the joyful approval of your friends and allies, ignite a bright flame within your soul. It's a perfect fairy tale ending of an excruciatingly boring story. I feel like I'm living in one of those cautionary tales that priests recite to torment the youth and indoctrinate them in moral values. I wholeheartedly congratulate you, boy. And now I need 3 feathers from your right wing and 2 from your left. I'd also like to measure the luminosity of your halo. The goddess feels the change within you, and nods slightly. I can see that you prefer the path of battle, relentless struggle against evil. I pronounce you the righteous angel of retribution. Know that I will be happy to welcome you into heaven after your earthly deeds are completed, if you so desire. I think I mentioned before, there's 2 angelic paths. You have the angel of retribution, you also have the angel of mercy, I think, or maybe redemption. I don't belong in heaven. I belong here, on Golarion. I understand. Now I bid you farewell. Your final battle awaits. The battle for all of Golarion, against the World Wound in the Abyss. You have everything you need to win this fight. Go with my blessing. May your efforts be successful. I'll also bid you farewell, champion. But I hope that someday, we'll stand side by side once more. Shoulder to shoulder, and wing to wing. The gates of Drezen are open wide, and the army came back from eyes is standing before you. Hundreds of eyes are watching your triumphant return to your city. Once in a while, you spot a flash of white feathers or a shining nimbus among the simple garb of the townsfolk, and the dull gleam of the Crusader's armor. Angels stand on the cobblestones of Drezen shoulder to shoulder with mortals, just like in the days of the First Crusade. When the Crusaders who have returned from Eyes catch sight of them, they exchange astonished whispers. They hit my spacebar. The Crusaders of Mendev watch you and your followers with hope and reverence. They greet you with welcoming shouts and enthusiastic salutes.
Welcome. I see you have returned. You once again saved me from death, and our army from inglorious defeat.
Her Majesty Queen Galfrey takes a step forward to greet you.
I may have been the one to call this crusade, but it was you who became its very soul and chief strategist of the entire campaign. All hail the commander! Long live our hero!
Salute. The Queen responds with a sharp salute, and all of her knights follow.
But now the crusade must face threshold. It is time for the final confrontation, the last bloody and decisive battle. Few of us will come back alive. Give us all a few words before you lead us on what is to be our final push. Once you are finished with your speech, please come and see me. I'd like to speak with you in private.
Galfrey leans over to you. A multitude of eyes is watching you, with hope and pride, and silent expectation. Companions and comrades, I stand before you not trying to hide what I am. Not the chosen of Omade, like many thought, but your knight commander still. I'm the one who defeated countless demons and will defeat many more. Evil will find no purchase on this ground, and I will never stop pursuing it. Your words provoke a wave of battle cries and zealous prayers. Um... It'll be an honor for me to fight alongside you. But I have to say, the Threshold campaign will be my last venture as your commander. We'll finish our task, rid the world of the wound, and then sheath our swords and go back to a life of peace, while I'll pursue a different path. Still love a warrior, but I'm going to forego my power. The people's eyes seem to glow with sudden warmth. They are clearly touched by the reminder that there will be life after the war. The wound originated at Threshold, and that's where it will end. The assembled host takes up your motto and starts repeating it again and again, turning it into a song, a battle hymn that soars toward the sky. The storyteller appears behind you as if from nowhere. The gray-haired elf was quietly nodding in time with your words. Now it looks like he has just woken up from a deep sleep. Could Arilu Vorlesh have known who you would become? She claimed you as her creation. She infused you with blood essence taken from the dead lords of the abyss. But you have soared above the world on angel's wings. There's great power inside you, Commander. The power of justice, the power of duty, the power of retribution. You become a holy flame that devours fiends. The Crusaders follow your light. And in their hearts, the same furious flame is burning brightly. Graybor looks very serious. He speaks quietly, but he doesn't want to be overheard. Commander, you and I need to go to a very important meeting. I'd like to tell you more, but I'm afraid I can't give you any further details. You'll just have to trust me. We need to go to the Dry Crossroads. It's not far from Drezen, but you and I will have to go alone. No one else is allowed at this meeting. Let me know when you're ready to travel. I can assure you that this meeting is very important. Graybor gives you a sly wink, and bows silently. It will be interesting. What is this meeting about? Graybor shrugs. I can't tell you that. You'll just have to trust me. This is a matter of great importance. Graybor coughs loudly into his fist. His fingers swiftly form a series of gestures used by thieves, assassins, and other silent hunters. Its message is clear. Danger. Arm yourself. Is this meeting really that important? I wouldn't have bothered you with it otherwise, Commander. I cannot give you any further details because this meeting must be kept secret. But trust me, it is important. Graybor glances around warily. He tugs on his earlobe, and you recognize the coded signal. It is a sign used by criminals and killers to mean, danger, others are listening. Why can't we meet in Drezen? I'm worried about prying eyes and curious ears. It would be difficult to arrange a secret meeting in the city. Wink at Graybor. I think it's time for us to leave. Graybor smiles slightly. There's an eager gleam in his eyes. Yes, I think so, Commander. It'll be a long trip, but I'll try to keep you entertained with small talk. The dwarf's eyes shine with anticipation. His cryptic smile speaks volumes. There's clearly something he wants to tell you. Alright, Crusade affairs first. Mythic ranks, speak to Galfrey. We'll rest up, go speak to the storyteller. And then we'll do Greybor's quest first, because it is close to Drezen. Enchanting Baphomet's Fire. 2 spellcasters, a druid and a medium, are asking to be allowed access to the relic containing Baphomet's Fire. Their rituals will empower the relic, but the commander will have to choose who gets the right to approach the dark flame of the Lord of Beasts. The druid will give us Call of the Fiery Things. These gloves grant the wearer the ability to ignite inner fire within themselves. While the ability is active, the wearer suffers 2d6 fire damage. This damage bypasses all resistances and immunities per round, but deals the same amount to enemies with every melee attack that hits. In addition, whenever the wearer is mounted, they can use this ability on a mount instead of themselves. And the medium. Whenever the wearer of these gloves lands a sneak attack against an enemy, the enemy becomes vulnerable to fire for 1 round and suffers additional 2d6 fire damage. In addition, whenever the enemy who has been hit by the wearer at least once takes fire damage from any source, it suffers a -3 penalty on all saves for 2 rounds. I'll go with the medium. The wandering medium heard the spirit of Curious, ever burning in Baphomet's fire. Tortured by the flame, the priest became disillusioned with his master and yearned for revenge. The medium awakened the burnt priest's voice. Now Curious's guile will serve the new owner of the relic. Logistics is still not done. Did we ever... Let me see something real quick. I had one of those going already. I guess not, once that's done. Alright. Let's speak to Galfrey. Galfrey greets you with a friendly smile. Thank you for coming to speak with me, and thank you once more for forgiving me. It's taken a weight off my shoulders. I can now breathe more easily. I know I have no right to complain to you about my experience. I bear the blame for what happened, but I want you to know, not a day passed I did not think about you. I also wanted to say that I consider you my friend. She extends her hand to you. No matter what trials await you in the future, you can always rely on me and all Mendev. Just a friend. There's confusion in Galfrey's eyes. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I thought our bond was more than mere friendship. Galfrey's cheeks flush. She looks away flustered. I'm the Queen of Mendev. I am duty personified. I've sacrificed every part of myself for the war. You didn't say you didn't have feelings for me. I do. These feelings are fondness for a friend, nothing more. I can't fall in love. You know how old I really am. I'm long past the age where people fall in love. It's simply not possible. Galfrey stops abruptly. Her chest heaves as if she just fought a hard battle. I have feelings for you, Galfrey. A hint of fear flashes in her eyes. Please don't say that. I cannot return your feelings. I have no right to. The storyteller showed me what you felt as you wrote that letter to me. You deceive yourself by denying these feelings are real. Galfrey lowers her head and is silent for a long time. You may be right. What does that change? I'm a queen. You're my commander. No more, no less. I want to get to know you better. Spend some time together alone. Don't you want this too? Galfrey sighs loudly, closes her eyes for a moment, then her chin jerks up. Alright, come to think of it, why not? Can't the Queen of Mendev relax and have a drink with her commander on the eve of a great battle? To the tavern, my commander. Now or never.
Well, shall we drink to the crusade?
After your drinks arrive, Galfrey raises her tankard. Despite her nervousness and rather jittery movements, the Queen's voice rings with good cheer. Oh no, if you makes work and pleasure, do so at your peril. Let's drink to your good self instead.
All right, but then we'll drink to you after.
The Queen laughs and nods.
I can't remember the last time I simply sat in a tavern. Wait, I do remember. It was in Canabrace, right after the Grey Garrison lost its roof and you gained your mythic powers.
Galfrey takes a large gulp from her tankard and wipes her mouth.
We came here to get to know each other better, didn't we? I propose a game. First, I ask you a personal question. Then you ask me. The rule is we must answer honestly. Agreed? Then I shall start.
He leans in toward you and winks conspiratorially.
I remember how we first met. You were a dark horse, the unknown hero who saved the city. I sat at your table incognito so I could take a closer look at you. So tell me, what did you really see in me once I introduced myself? What did you think of me?
I liked you from the moment I laid eyes on you.
Is that true? Well, I suppose it must be true. We did agree to be honest after all. Now it's your turn to ask.
She smiles and takes a large gulp from her tankard. But what do you enjoy doing when you're not waging war?
To be honest, I can hardly remember a time when I could allow myself to do anything other than wage war. I remember that I used to enjoy practicing with my sword. I also liked going out riding and tending to my horse afterward.
Galfrey thinks for a while.
I loved meeting with friends in Nerosian's taverns. I used to sneak out in secret so my father wouldn't know. But, of course, he always found out about my secret adventures in the end. He never scolded me, but the look he would give me was enough to make my knees knock together in fear. Now, it is my turn to ask. Do you remember the day I took my leave of Drezen? Tell me, were you happy to finally become the full-fledged commander of the Crusade without the Queen overseeing your every move? Or perhaps you didn't want me to leave?
She hesitates. I knew that I would miss you.
Very well. Now it's your turn to ask.
Galfrey doesn't respond to that. She hides her smile behind her raised tankard, taking a large swig. But the joyful gleam in her eyes reveals her reaction. What do you dream of?
I dream of peace for all. I dream of this war ending. I dream of a Galarian where there is less pain and injustice. But I suppose you were asking about something more personal.
Tilts her head pensively.
This may sound foolish, but I should like to stop being queen. Even for just a little while. After all, I've been queen for 100 years already. But no one can know of this dream. You must keep my secret.
Galfrey thinks it over for a while, and then suddenly grins.
Is it my turn to ask again? Then tell me, have you ever hated me? I know that you have forgiven me, but I cannot help thinking that I made you hate me by sending you to the Abyss on an impossible mission. When the storyteller told me that he had met you in Alushanera, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to help you, to speak with you, to find out who you were, but I was afraid you wouldn't listen to me.
It was hard for me. I was really angry at you for a while, so I'm with you for a while. I could never hate you.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for telling me. Your turn now.
Takes a sip from her tankard. You ever truly loved someone before?
We agreed to be honest, didn't we? He was one of my father's knights. A few years older than me. I was a young, innocent girl who had just come of age, and I fell madly in love with him. I was forever trying to contrive chance meetings with him in the palace. I always made sure to know which post he was guarding. I remember waiting for the night he would be stationed in the palace gardens. I remember my cheeks burning as I confessed my love to him. I remember our first kiss. And then my father died. I became queen, and my knight chose to abandon his position and leave. He told me that he did not wish to die young in some senseless war.
She sighs.
My turn. How are the people in this tavern reacting to seeing us together? From where I am seated, I cannot see the entire room. And those people I can see are studiously avoiding eye contact.
Galfrey looks slightly sheepish for a moment. I'm paying them no notice, because I'm with you.
Fine then. I shan't pay them any notice either. Now it's your turn.
Galfrey makes an indecipherable sound. Takes a sip from her tankard. Take Galfrey's hand. Shall we go for a stroll? Perhaps in the direction of my study.
You can't ask that. It's highly improper.
Blood rushes to Galfrey's cheeks. She chokes on her words. She yanks her hand from yours, drains her tankard, and then stares into your eyes.
Let's go.
Galfrey's lips brush yours carefully, as if she's trying not to spook you, gently and a trifle awkwardly, the way a young girl kisses the person she likes.
I awakened you after all. I apologize.
Galfrey, fully dressed, fixes her hair. Her gaze falls on you.
To be honest, I had hoped to avoid this conversation, but apparently it is bound to happen. Thank you for this little adventure we shared. I haven't enjoyed myself like that in a long time. I hope you enjoyed it all too. Well, I should go now.
She sighs. The Queen stops for a moment. Are you just going to leave without saying anything?
I cannot lay claim to vast experience in such matters, but it seems to me that it would be best if we simply parted ways without talking, ending this connection with the subtle sense of words left unspoken. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Actually, never mind.
Queen stays silent for a while. What are you trying to say? That it's all over between us?
There is nothing between us, and there never was. Nothing but some harmless flirtation and one night of pleasure, when I forgot for a moment who I was and what I am supposed to do. And I am sincerely grateful to you for the time we had. But it is over now. I am Queen Galfrey of Mendev. My duty is to defeat the Abyss and to bring peace to Galarian. I am 100 years old, a crone whose life is artificially prolonged using sun orchid elixirs. Because I am the symbol of our struggle, a living embodiment of duty. My personal feelings, they are irrelevant.
Queen stumbles over her words. Let's see. See, does this sound... This might come across as desperate. I love you, Galfrey.
Please, do not say such things. Doing so will only cause you greater pain.
A spasm crosses the Queen's face. You're talking about your duty again. I thought we already had this conversation.
I am duty. I am sorry if you cannot understand that.
An angelic paladin, of course I understand. Is there any chance that after we win, you will reconsider your decision about us?
I do not know what will happen after our victory.
Galfrey stares into your face for a while, then shrugs vaguely. Please don't go. I'd like to keep seeing you. I think we could have a future together.
I am sorry.
Queen turns away. She says softly. Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time...
I'm gone.
I rest up and go speak to the storyteller. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.